list of repairs, and it's dozens and dozens of roads, not just more to do. They have 2 or 3 repairs a day. Today we had one in Arlington, we had another one this afternoon. So I'm on top of it. I went down with Dave, Dick Goodney and his boss, and we're gonna move forward, and I'm gonna be right on them. If I can't repair them and go out, put material in them, they put coat patches, same thing I use. You put coat patch in it, it snows tomorrow, the plow takes the coat patch back out. The right way to repair it this time of year is to cut it, take it down, and put concrete in there, Class F. They'll get hardened in an hour, and then you put 2 inches in there, and then come spring, you jackhammer it out when you get hot blacktop. But that concrete isn't gonna go anywhere. It's gonna fill the hole in, so we don't, coat patch doesn't work. Or we go to expense of buying a machine that will produce hot blacktop this time of year, and we put it into that.
So at this point,
So they'll put on notice that I'm gonna be following them and give them the list of roads, and I expect them to be built.
so at this point, they're just backfilling and covering it with coal patch?
Yes, that's all they can do
Okay, there's no concrete involved at all at this point?
at this point. But I'm gonna be on top of it. If they're just gonna keep putting coal patch in, so it'll keep coming out.
And do they do that, or do they contract? They have a contract?
They have a contractor that's contracted in May to come do the repairs.
But do they do the initial repair? They break it up tonight, are they coming back tomorrow to do backfill and coal patch?
Coal
Or is
patch.
it the contractor doing it?
Coal
They are.
patch, they are.
And it's not even being done, I don't even think it's being done, because last year there was things that they had, and they're still not repaired. I mean, not to do them in the winter, but they haven't been repaired at all. And then the way they repair them, it's so terrible that, we just spent, 50 grand on the road, and now it looks like it's, never been touched in 20 years.
Well, I gotta believe this is not necessarily just a Hartford issue. So let's spearhead a campaign to make sure they're done right.
Is Ellis still chairman of the?
I tried to make a phone call to him today, and I didn't get the phone back yet.
Ellis is chairman of the board. I'm counsel to the Water Board Finance Authority, not the water board itself, but from personal experience, we had a situation at Paris and Pippin, and my son, several days after it was very cold out, drove over and lost control of his car, was in an accident as a result of the depression that they left. I mean, it's a serious issue.
So any legal action?
Well, they-
can take
they-
from a town?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, they're responsible if they negligently repair it.
There's a certain standard that they're supposed to bring that road back up to spring.
I don't know if you
Spring,
can
yeah,
see it.
Right, but nothing for the winter for the temporary patch. You can
You
just do
could
what
fit
they
a
want.
car in there. I mean, that's the way they've been leaving these things.
But if you want to schedule a meeting, I'll be happy to go down there with you, with Dick Goodney and Dave Jones and Ed Fesher.
That's what I did this afternoon.
Was Pat there?
That was it. Yes.
If you want me to go, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I think you should.
But, like I said, I gave them a complaint, I said, Council Flores is not happy, we need to get this, corrected immediately.
And if we've got a major issue, we should put them on notice, so
Well,
when the claim comes in.
Well, we did, but
We
the
did.
the biggest thing is we're throwing good money after
No, I
bad.
understand.
Because at the end of the day, their work still is not up to par for our road that we just put in that's brand new. So again, we're spending this paving money, and it's not one or two, it's everywhere. I mean, they just go dig anywhere, and
Yeah, it's
nothing's
not-
repaired.
It's not, yeah, it's just happened to New Road, I think it was up in Janet and Wells, right after,
And Wills and Humphrey,
Yeah,
that's the
up right
picture.
there.
That's the
So,
picture.
you know,
That's-
even in the warm, it was in the warm time that happened. To
Right.
the supervisor's point, it wasn't.
Well, no, they were up there a week ago.
Yeah, but when it happened, the initially, right? I don't think that was right up to standard. I mean, brand new road, and it's not.
And I was very surprised to tell them that they told me that I can't touch my road, I can't touch that road, because it's theirs.
I'll be happy to look at it.
Please.
Yeah, it's frustrating, because again,
I know.
we're gonna be putting some roads down this year, they're gonna, places that already have issues with water lines. I mean, why are we spending money on roads?
That's my first question to them, every year before I start paving, letting them know that this is where I'm gonna be paving this year. Can we do any infrastructure work
Sure.
in that area?
Yep.
And they tell me there's no money for infrastructure, just repairs.
You also notify National Grid, don't you?
Yes.
we have the press here, I'm sure other municipalities have the same situation, so.
Yeah, but it just seems like for us, it's the worst because it's all on our new roads.
No.
I mean, again, Henderson, I remember, I think it was what, 3 years ago we put that in? I mean, they've been cutting that up for the last 2. I mean, in fact, right
They don't
after
cut
we
it out
put.
unless there's a problem, but now they've got to restore it.
Right, exactly. I mean, right a year after we did it, they started cutting up the road. I mean,
Yeah.
So now you go down there, I mean, it's
Like
terrible.
road.
Well, you know, right, you pass it every day, it's horrible. So, I mean, when they get to so many cuts in the road and so much damage that they do, you should be accountable for repairing the whole road at that point. I mean, it's like Swiss cheese. So. But, just wanted to bring that up. Anything else, anybody had? Just had a quick executive session, and then that's about it. We could do it out of that, just so they can review, I guess, right? We'll just do it over 2 minutes.
We have to say why you're going in.
For personnel.
No.
Specific.
Well, about a particular.
Involving a specific employee.
Okay.
It could be employment history, promotion, demotion, suspension. Financial.
Give me a minute. It's gotta be. Employment history of a particular person or relating to appointment, promotion, demotion, discipline, or removal of a specific employee, if that's what it is. Is that what it is? Motion to go into executive session for the reasons set forth.
So moved.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Jim, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Another executive session?
Motion by Rich,
Second.
second by Jim, discussion, all in favor? Aye. Okay. All right, we have bills to approve. Have a motion to approve the bills?
I looked them over, I had some questions about
Sure.
the new format,
Okay.
and you're gonna address that.
I am, yep.
I sent out an email to her, so.
I don't know anybody else looked at them, I looked at them.
Okay. I approve them all, so.
Make the motion to approve the bills.
Motion by Rich, second by Dave, discussion. Just to go over the bill situation, what happens is anytime a department head has a actual, they send the PO to me. Requisition. I have the PO on my computer, I approve it. It doesn't go anywhere else, or else I approve it. Once it's approved, then it goes back to the department head, showing that it was approved. And then the voucher is generated. And then once the product comes in and the bill's received, Lisa signs the vouchers, that's what we voted for, that she signs the voucher, so we still have a voucher. Then, at that point, they're stapled together, they're put here, and then the town board approves it. The question that Dave had was, on the bottom of the PO, it doesn't show a signature. Again, it's approved in the system itself, but it doesn't put a signature on the page. So what we did was we wrote an email to the people, the provider of the software package, to see if we can generate my signature on that PO once I approve it in there, just that it goes on there. So I guess that's the issue. But again, none of those POs could be approved without me logging into the system and approving it. And I can only do that with my own username and password. So I don't know if that constitutes being okay. We're gonna find that out, but it's BAS, and they do it for all other municipalities, so I'm sure there's, a way that it could be done, but, so that's it. Anything you wanna add, Barb?
No.
So, I mean, did I explain that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was there a second part that you mentioned before where we can't exceed the fund, so is this part of it?
Correct, yeah, so like right now, like Rick wants to put in salt, and it's $50,000.12, and there's only $50,000 in the fund. For one, he can't even send me the PO. For two, if it does come through for some weird reason, the way he puts it in, it won't go, I won't be able to approve it, because it'll be red, and then we'll have to transfer 12 cents. Oh, remember the other day we transferred like 16 cents? That was because I couldn't go in the system and approve it, because it wasn't money in the account. So perfect example, some counts last year, not by much, but some of them were over like $500 or $600, which we have to do transfer now. Now that we found them, but that'll never happen again, so it eliminates all that. So now none of our balances or any of our accounts will be overdrafted, or else the board knows and transfers it at that point. Because the problem is, before was, even that I approved the PO, no one could find out if it was over till we actually reconciled everything, which is a month down the road. Now we're already approving another PO that was coming through, so it just wasn't right. So now it's a good system, and again, every time we're off by 2 pennies, I have to come in here and ask you guys for approval. So I think it just shows a little more transparency, and I think not only that, it keeps everybody abreast of where we are. And if I need money in a fund, you guys know where I need the money or not, not that you can't do any transfers now at all, or else, again, they're approved, and then they have to go in, and again, I get approved by myself to even do the transfer, and get approved by Dan, both of us, so it's a nice system. Yep.
Just a point.
Sure.
The department head would start with a requisition request,
Correct.
then there's the PO.
That's at my office that I,
Then the
See, that's.
no, PO goes first, then voucher, yeah. So
But it starts
requisition,
with a requisition
Correct.
request.
So-
I need this, goes to you, you generate a PO. you
Correct.
Sign the PO.
well, I approve the PO through the system, there's no more signing, there's no more
I
paper.
understand,
Yeah.
Okay, so it's approved,
And then once it's approved, it's ordered,
right,
then at that point, Lisa can print out a voucher, which she signs the voucher once she gets the receipt and the product's delivered.
okay.
She signs the voucher, and then you guys approve, again, just like before, so on your end, nothing changes.
Where does he sign receipt of the product?
He does it, Lisa does, by getting the receipt and knowing that the product is here.
How does she know that?
Well, through the department
The
head.
department sends it to Lisa, so
Right.
then she knows it's been received and it's proper.
Is that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
There's in this, because I do it for Gail's office.
Yep.
In IFM, there's a thing that it's received item review. You have to go in there after your purchase order's already printed. You have to physically click that each item that you ordered is received,
Okay,
and then it's marked completed, and then everything in your pile, your requisition, your purchase order, and an invoice goes to Lisa.
okay. And that's what Rick would be doing on his end.
Correct. But then Lisa prints out the voucher and signs it because she sees approval from the department heads that she received it and she has the bill.
And she's gonna pay it.
Correct. And then you guys get the voucher with Lisa's signature, my PO, and the rec form that started the whole process, and the receipt. And here's another nice thing about it. Like before, somebody used to go order something, then send me a PO for it. You can't do that no more.
So can a PO be generated without a rec?
No.
Okay,
No.
okay,
It has to, the rec has to come from a department head.
right, and
So even like for parks,
we need to look at that.
but here's a perfect example. And this
And I know we're just starting.
It is, but this is a perfect example. So like for parks, I don't generate my own rec. Lisa does now the rec for me. Lisa does the rec for me. I approve the PO. And then the voucher actually signed by Dan. So that's how we do those on the park side. So I don't even generate my own recs for park. Lisa does those for me. She puts them in all the time. I approve the PO, but, you know, again, she's generating it as she was really the department.
Okay.
So, I mean, there's multiple people still in the
Yeah.
process, and you guys, again, are the ones that review and approve at the end of the game anyway. There's no, you know, the only thing this does is saves on paper, you know, generated, and it saves on time, and it shows a current balance up to date. So like right now, if you ask me, what are we up to today? I can go in there and print out a thing, and it shows exactly what that funds out of everything we ordered. Before, I can approve 10 POs, and you're not gonna see the balance on my sheet until next month. So really, I could be in the negative 20,000, and no one's gonna know. This way, there's no more of that. Plus, you guys get to approve every time a fund's over, you have to approve the transfer, and me and Dan won't have to go in and sign that there's a transfer done. So it just keeps our accountability, and it keeps our accounts in check, you know? So that's the good thing. And you can't lose PO, but before, where's that PO go? It's on the system. So in case somebody, you know, prints one out and loses it, it's always there. It's there forever, and it's backed up, and it's you know, boxes of them. So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? So, but, all right, so any more discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay. Last thing is, planning board, for position, we put it in the paper, we put it online, we put it in the hallway. I believe, I don't know, we got 2 candidates. There we are. So,
I was gonna make a motion for John to continue.
okay, motion by Rich.
When he says he's a business owner, what type of business does he run, or what does he do?
He actually runs the hair cutting place, right, Rick? Does he run the hair cutting?
Salon.
He runs a salon, and
And his wife.
he's been there.
Kellogg Road Plaza. Been there.
Second by Dave, discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
Motion adjourned.
Anything else? Yep, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Rich, second by Jim, discussion. All in favor? Aye. Thank you, everybody.